व्यापारे खिद्यते यस्तु निमेषोन्मेषयोरपि तस्यालस्य धुरीणस्य सुखं नान्यस्य कस्यचित्। So he is so engrossed in his swarupa that even opening and closing the eyelids itself is something great effort for this person, and he is totally disinterested. He is called as alasya dhurinaha, the topmost among the lazy persons. In the common word, who is the lazy person? One who is capable of action and who doesn't take to action. But he has got many desires, is it not? A person who has desires for which he has to act and yet doesn't want to act, but is it that he doesn't want to get the results or whatever desires be fulfilled? No. May not be, because at times because of laziness may not be that keen, but desires are certainly there. From that standpoint, you can't call this person as a alasya dhurina in the sense, really he is not lazy. Why? Because he has nothing to get out of this as such, and he is so engrossed in the swarupa, that means it is not possible for him to take to any action. Actually, it is not possible for him to take to any action. Not that the physical body has got some defect or anything as such, but the mind is not available for action, because any action, mind is necessary. His mind is so engrossed that even for such thing it appears as though a great effort is a figurative way of expression. And because the mind is so absorbed in the swarupa, no trace of any desire whatsoever, because it is just not required for that person, as a result of this, the Trishna Vilaya, getting rid of all the desires totally because of discovery of Paramananda Swarupa. So he is also free from such pairs of opposites. I did this, I did not do this. I should have done this, I didn't do this. Like this, he does dvandvas, he doesn't have. It is described now. Idam krutam idam neti dvandvair muktam yada manaha. Dharmartha kama moksheshu nirapeksham tada bhavet. Yada manaha idam krutam idam na krutam iti add api, no, not adi, iti adi, not api, adi. Iti adi dvandvaihi muktam add bhavati tada dharmartha kama moksheshu nirapeksham bhavet. Tada dharmartha kameshu kama moksheshu nirapeksham bhavet. So when this mind has got such disposition, what is that? Yada manaha idam krutam, this I have done. Idam na krutam, this I have not done. Means this I should have done, I have already done it. Other thing I should have done it, I have not done it. Means done, not done this way. Iti adi, like this, many things. So sukha, dukkha, mana, apamana, like this, varieties of dvandvas, the pairs of opposite. From these, the mind dvandvaihi muktam bhavati. When the mind gets freed from these dualities, and tada what happens? Tada, what happens to the mind? Dharmartha kama moksheshu nirapeksham bhavi. The mind becomes nirapeksha, means here indifferent towards dharma, artha, kama and moksha. When the mind is free from these pairs of opposite. But when the mind will be free from these pairs of opposite? Done, not done, mana, apamana, sukha, dukkha. When the mind is absorbed in Swarupa, otherwise just not possible. For a person who has got desires, it is just not possible to have this frame of mind. But so long as desires are there, it is never possible. And desires can totally go only in the appreciation of Swarupa. Means when the mind becomes like this, itself presupposes the mind is absorbed in the Paramananda Swarupa. As a result, there is nothing to be done, not to be done. There is no such this analysis at all in his bosom. So at that time, so because he has already gained the final goal of life, the mind becomes totally indifferent. So he is full and complete. Purna Swarupa he has discovered. So the mind is totally indifferent toward dharma, artha, kama and moksha. The mind is indifferent toward dharma, artha, kama because he has nothing to get from dharma, artha, kama. The mind is indifferent towards moksha. Why? He already got it. So when already got, here is the question of gaining, etc., doing something for that. So therefore, with respect to all these, he is totally indifferent because he is full and complete. Now suppose there is a person, ignorant person, and one who is indifferent toward dharma, artha, kama, moksha. What will you say? That person is a fool, is a foolish person. So, because being ignorant, many desires are still there, and yet that person can be told as a alasi. That means one who is lazy person. So therefore, he is not that way because already accomplished, highest goal is accomplished. So therefore, totally indifferent toward the. So this person who is totally indifferent toward dharma, artha, kama, moksha because jnana already gained, so he is now compared with respect to a mumukshu and a person who is sensuous in nature. विरक्तो विषयद्वेष्टा रागी विषयलोलुपः ग्रहमोक्षविहीनस्तु न विरक्तो न रागवान् एड अध्यार यहा मुमुक्षुः सन् विषयद्वेष्टा एड सह विरक्तः सह विरक्तः फर्दर एड कामना सापेक्षः सन् विषयलोलुपः रागी फर्दर एड यह तु विहीनस्तु इधर यह तु ग्रहमोक्ष विहीनः एड सह विरक्तः न रागवान एड अपि न The person who is like this, who is that? Yaha mumukshuhu san. The person who is a mumukshu. And being a mumukshu, he is vishayadveshta. He hates the sense objects. There may be other person who is not a mumukshu and may hate some of the sense objects. Why? Because they are not conducive or they are not up to the specification or they may give some trouble to him, etc. But we are not talking of that person. A person who is mumukshu and being a mumukshu hates the sense objects. Why? Because he says, because of the sense objects I have got caught up in the samsara. So he thinks that because of sense objects I have to suffer the samsara. Is it so? Yes or no? A mumukshu thinks, I hope you know who is mumukshu. They are studying Ashtavakra Gita. You know who is, okay. So, now a mumukshu who, that means hates the sense objects. Why? No, our question is it that the sense objects bind this person just like that? Unless you give the handle to the sense object, why they should bind you? Means you have got the values for sense object and because of which you run after that and then get persecuted and then cry that who did it? Sense object. I think that is human psychology, always pass on the buck to to someone else. So like that, nobody wants to own the responsibility for oneself. So point out to others. So because that means, of course, actually it is the fascination based on wrong assessment of the sense object that is binding, but Vishayas themselves are innocent. They are not, they are inert, they are innocent. Unless you, that means, have a value for them and run after them, then you get persecuted by them. You know that story? It seems one king asked a Mahatma. The Mahatma was frequenting the palace and he knew him. Give me Brahma Jnana. He was postponing. I will give you. Dekhenge, because he knew this fellow is not that ready for that. So he was a jnani. One day he said, either because sometimes power intoxicates the person. Even though he was a Mahatma, he said, either you teach me Brahma Jnana, otherwise I will punish you. So okay, as he said, within few days I will certainly teach you. One day he came in the palace, in the royal court, and there was a big pillar and hugged the pillar very fast and started shouting, leave me, leave me, leave me, leave me, leave me, leave me, started shouting. Our king was there. What happened to this Mahatma? A very intelligent person he was. He said, Maharaj, what are you doing? But he was not answering. Leave me, leave me, leave me, he was shouting. Maharaj, you have held the pillar and pillar has not held you. Acha, is it so? I say, you wanted to free from samsara, no? Who has you? Samsara has held you or you have held samsara? Who has held whom? So like that, we hold the Vishayas and then say they are binding. Even the derivations also, Vishinoti, Badhnati, not on their own. Because of our hankering, we get tied by that and we suffer. So therefore, he says, because of that, the mumukshu's attitude is toward the Vishaya is hostility. Oh, because of it I am suffering, etc. without owning one's own mistake. So, yaha mumukshuhu san vishayadveshta saha, such a person in the world is called as viraktaha. Means he is not interested. Why he hates? Because they are sources of sorrow. Such a person is called viraktaha, means vairagi. So, a dispassionate person. In contrast to this, in the world, Vishaya lolupaha ragi. Vishaya lolupaha means one who is highly covetous of the Vishayas. With respect to Vishayas, he has got so much of hankering for that, otherwise can be called as, that person is called viraktaha, means the one from whom rakti, sakti, asakti has gone, vigata. Here we can say suraktaha, sushturaktaha, means totally attached, in contrast to viraktaha. So Vishaya lolupaha, suraktaha, the one who is totally attached to the sense object, thinking that they only can make him happy and contented. So other person, ragi, one who has got the value for the sense object, thinking that they will make him happy, is Vishaya lolupaha or surakta, a person totally attached to sense enjoyment and sense object. These are the two common types of people, a mumukshu and one who is not a mumukshu, ragi, these are that. But this person who is totally indifferent towards this dharmartha kama moksha is neither of these. Yaha, tu means to show the contrast from earlier two varieties. Yaha, graha moksha vihinaha, that is, graha mokshechabhyam vihinaha, one who is free from desire for graha and moksha. What is graha? Not griha, it is not house, etc. Graha means upadana, acquisition. It means taking to, acquisition, acquiring so many things. He has no desire to acquire anything. Moksha, don't think moksha here. Moksha is not the charama purushartha moksha. Moksha here is hana, heyatva. I don't want to get a desire to get rid of, to get freed from sense object, etc. Either to acquire the sense object or to get away from sense object. So such desire is not there at all in whom? Graha moksha vihina means graha mokshechabhyam means upadana hanechabhyam vihina. One who is free from the desire either to acquire or to reject or give up. So such a person is viraktaha na ragavan apina. Neither he is a dispassionate person nor a passionate person, not a surakta also. Ragavan, once one has got attachment also, he is not so, because he has nothing to do with any of these. He has no value whatsoever for this sense object. Now here some may say, how do you say that person who is indifferent toward dharmartha kama moksha, who can be only jnani? So how do you say this person doesn't take to hana upadana, acquiring something or getting rid of something? We find in the world this person of jnani also acquires certain object and gets away from certain object. How do you say that he is graha moksha vihinaha? He says, that is true, it may appear to be so, but because the desires are not there, because he has discovered, that is not going to bring him any trouble at all. I mean, it is not going to keep his samsara continued. So why? So hana upadana, graha moksha, raga viraga can bind so long as inquiry is not conducted as to what my swarupa is. Once the knowledge is gained, even hana upadana cannot bring any difference for him. हेयोपादेयता तावत् संसार विटपाङ्कुरः स्पृहा जीवति यावद्वै निर्विचारदशास्पदम् निर्विचारदशास्पदम् स्पृहा यावद्वै जीवति निर्विचारदशास्पदम् स्पृहा यावद्वै जीवति तावत् हेयोपादेयता संसार विटपाङ्कुरः ऐड भवति. In this state, what is that state? Nirvichara dasaspadam spruha. The spruha is trishna, desire. The desire which is in this condition. What condition? Aspadam means ashrayam. The desire spruha which is the ashraya of a state of nirvichara. Nirvichara dasha. Dasha means state. What state it is? Nirvichara. Nirvichara means aviveka. Nirvichara is aviveka. Means it is a state of ajnana. That's all. Nirvichara dasha means ajnana. In the state of ignorance. Spruha, the desire. So long as the desire is there, the samsara ramifies. That is what is told there. So because, we'll come to that afterwards, samsara vitapankuraha. As Sureshwaracharya puts it in Naishkarmya Siddhi, entire samsara is introduction. Avicharita siddha. Your entire samsara is because you have not cared to inquire into it. All sorrows, superficially the causes may appear to be innumerable, but the root cause is you have not cared to inquire as to what your true nature is. Only had you bothered about this, you would have discovered that you are Ananda Swarupa. But not only we have not inquired, we don't bother to inquire also. Even if someone asks to inquire, these are nuts, because there are majority who don't inquire, and those who inquire are considered to be what? Out of normal, other than normal people. What is that? And we get carried away by that. So, nirvichara dasaspadam spruha. The spruha, which has got ashraya in ignorance, because of which there is aviveka, one never cares to inquire as to who am I, what is the world, what is the goal of life, what is the true nature of everything, one who doesn't care to inquire. In that state, he says, yavadvai spruha jivati. In short, it means, in the state of ignorance, so long as the desires continue to be there. That is what it meant there. In the state of ignorance, wherein a person doesn't inquire to know what is it all about oneself, Ishvara, Jagat, and goal of life. In that state, so yavadvai, so long as spruha jivati, the desire continues to exist, tavat, till then, this vyavahara, what vyavahara? Heyopadeyata. Acquire this, I want this, I don't want that. And for that, I do this so that I will get that, I don't do that so that I don't want, or I do this so that I can get rid of that. So this heyopadeyata means hana upadana, getting this and that and running away from the other things as which are not desired. So that action or that vyavahara, what does it do? It serves as the cause of ramification of samsara. That is what is meant by samsara vitapankuraha. It means such, so long as this desire continues to be in the ignorant state of ignorance, and which leads to vyavahara of heyopadana, till then samsara continues. What is that samsara vitapankuraha bhavati? Samsara, vitapa means branch. Vitapa can mean tree also. Here vitapa means branch. Why it is called vitapa is branch? Vitam vistaram pati iti vitapa. Vitam means vistaram, expands, ramification. Pati, secures, procures, iti. You see, a tree grows provided branches grow. Suppose you go on cutting the branches, what will happen? Tree will survive because the root is there, but it will not spread. So, therefore, the branches are the ones which make the tree spread. So, therefore, vitapa, samsara vitapa means here, that means branches of, that means expansion of the samsara, shakha prasaraha. Therefore, samsara vitapa is shakha prasara. It's ankura. Ankura means sprout. Sprout here in the sense of cause, because a branch will be, or a tree also, first it will come in the form of a sprout, afterwards it will become a big tree. Even a branch also, like nodular buds, it will come first and afterwards it will grow into branches. So like that, so ankura means cause, that means samsara vitapa ankura, therefore means the cause for the spread of samsara. So who is that? So long as in the state of ignorance, desire continues to be there, till then these actions of hana upadana become the cause of spreading the samsara. In the sense, when jnana is gained, this hana upadana can no more keep the samsara alive. And because jnani, if at all, takes to hana upadana, what for? Purushartha. Is it for moksha? No, because the prarabdhavashat body, the hana upadana means what? Some eating something, dressing something, etc. Because the body is there, it will, according to prarabdha, it will continue, not for any dharmartha, kama, moksha, purushartha. Therefore, it is not binding for him. So, you can't take it binding in nature. In this context, little more biodata of raga dvesha is being given. What exactly is the nature of this raga dvesha? What do they do? Pravruttau jayate rago nivruttau dvesha evahi. Nirdvandvo balavadhiman evameva vyavasthitaha. Pravruttau ragaha jayate, nivruttau dveshaha evahi jayate. Add ataha. Dhiman balavad, nirdvandvaha evam eva vyavasthitaha. Pravruttau ragaha jayate. If an ignorant person takes to pravrutti, what is pravrutti here? Pursuit of sense objects. Pursuing the sense object. Why should he pursue the sense objects? Because I want something. By that I want something means already raga is there. Initial raga is there, because of which it takes to sense object. And therefore it says, with this initial raga, that I want this, etc., this will make me happy, etc., when that person takes to the sense object, ragaha jayate, means uttarottara ragaha jayate, more and more attachment and the value for the sense object is further created. Means, more you take to the pursuit of gaining sense object, or more one takes to sense indulgence, more desires are cropped up, like the Ravana's head. So therefore, even if you remove it will not stop, they will go on ramifying. Further, nivruttau, when the person withdraws from the sense object, see, mumukshu, not a jnani. Why does he withdraw? Dvesha, initial dvesha is there. Oh, this is not useful. This is harmful to me. Initial dvesha is there. So with that initial dvesha, So when he withdraws from the sense object or sense pursuit or sense indulgence, he says, Dveshaha eva hi jayate. Further, uttarottara dvesha, hatred toward the object is born. With the initial attachment, one pursues to the sense object or sense takes to the sense indulgence, more and more attachment is born. And with hatred toward the sense object, when one withdraws, more and more hatred toward the sense object is born. This is the nature of raga, dvesha, and those who are ragi and dveshavan. Whereas Dhiman is a jnani. Jnani, balavat, nirdvandvaha. So he is nirdvandvaha. Nirdvandvaha means he is free from both raga and dvesha with respect to sense objects or sense indulgence or any actions. So he has no raga dvesha at all because he has nothing to gain nor he has anything to lose on account of that. So therefore he is indifferent. That is, nirdvandvaha means here free from raga dvesha in the sense he is indifferent toward that. Like whom? Balavat. Like a child. Why like a child? A child doesn't know what is good and what is bad. So it never, when it does. So balavat in the sense, shubha shubhanu sandhana rahitaha. So one who has no, that means that eye on this is good or that is bad. Shubha shubhanu means shubha and ashubha. Anusandhana is not there. Means that eye on this is good, that is bad. Like this, it is not there in the case of a child. So in that sense, nirdvandvaha raga dvesha vihinaha. What does he do? So who is that? Jnani. Jnani is nirdvandvaha, like a child. And therefore what does he do? Evam eva vyavasthitaha. Evam, he remains like this. What is that evam eva? If prarabdha vashat, something is to be done, he does it. If it is not to be done, he doesn't do that. So that's what that evam eva means. Kadachit pravartate, kadachit nivartate. At times he engages in doing something. At times he withdraws. That is in accordance with the prarabdha, but not raga dveshas are not there. He is totally indifferent toward them. And now, why this person wants to get rid from samsara? Who is the one? Hato michhati samsaram ragi dukkha jihasaya. Vitarago hi nirdukkhas tasmin api na khidyati. Ragi dukkha jihasaya samsaram hatum ichhati. Vitaragaha hi nirdukkaha tasmin api na khidyati. Ragi, Vidragi, one who has got raga, one who has got attachment for sense objects. That person wants to get rid of samsara. What for? He has got raga, at the same time samsara is too much. It gives sorrow. It gives sorrow. What he wants is freedom from sorrow, but he doesn't want to give up the sense object. So ragi, dukkha jihasaya. Jihasa means hatum ichha jihasa, desire to give up. To get, that means dukkha jihasaya, because of the desire to get freed from sorrow. What does he want to do? Samsaram hatum ichhati. He wants to give up the samsara, get rid of samsara. So because he doesn't want to have the dukkha. Then what about mumuksha? Is it not because of dukkha jihasa? Dvesha told true. That means he wants to have dukkha. Why that dvesha he has got? Because he has found that the sense object put us in trouble. That's why he has got dvesha. But he also wants to get it up because dukkha, he doesn't want to have the dukkha. But only the plus factor in him is, to an extent, he has analyzed the nature of sense object. But this ragi has not done that. So ragi has not analyzed the nature of sense object, still thinks that they will give him happiness. Whereas the mumukshu has dvesha. Why he has got dvesha? Because he has found that the sense pursuit finally makes him land in trouble. So that is how it is. Both have got the desire to give up the sorrow, that is true. Whereas now in contrast to these people, what about the jnani? Vitaragaha, the one who has no attachment whatsoever. So that is, and that also not simply because of viveka and vairagya, but also because of having got the knowledge of oneself. Nirdukhaha, being free from dukkha born of raga. So nirdukha here is ragotha dukkha rahitatvat, being free from the dukkha sorrows born of raga, attachment. So he has not got, because no raga. So tasminnapi, even in that samsara, na khidyati, that is, doesn't have any sorrow or doesn't grieve on account of that. Why? As the things come, he accepts. He is indifferent toward them. He has no dvesha also, no rag also. He is indifferent. And what one faces, he knows what is the cause for that. Daiva deva iti nishchayi. Earlier somewhere it has come. It's because of daiva. Daiva means what? According to past karma phalas prarabdha. I have no say so long as the body is there, I have no say about it. I have to undergo it. He accepts it. That's why. So na khidyati, even though there is an event, sorrowful event, he accepts. So there is no remorse on that account. There is no more grief. Oh, I have to suffer all this, etc. He simply goes through them. So that is what is that? One who has got no raga. Whereas other person wants to get rid of these sorrows, because that means that's why he wants to know. Other person wants to get rid of samsara because he wants to get rid of sorrows. This person, knowing well that my swarupa is Ananda Swarupa, and because he appreciates that, few things that come here and there due to prarabdha, he just accepts and goes through them, doesn't bother about that much. Further, this ahankara is the root cause of all the problems. Yasyabhimano mokshepi dehepi mamata tatha. न च ज्ञानी न वा योगी केवलम दुःख भागसौ। यस्य मोक्षेपि अभिमानः तथा देहेपि further add यस्य ममता भवति, mamata further add bhavati, yes, dehepi add yasya, mamata again add bhavati, asau jnani nacha yogi va na kevalaha dukkha bha. Kevalaha dukkha bha. Yasya mokshepi abhimanaha. The person who has got identification with moksha also. What is it? Identification with moksha? Do you know who am I? I am a muktaha. I am a jnani. I have got advaya jnana. You fellows? so therefore, so you all are fools. Therefore, what? I am a Jnani, I am a wise person. Who is that I? Ahankara. That also is ahankara. So that's the Tikakara says, Aham Jnani Trikala Vrittantadarshi Muktaha. So I am Jnani, I know everything, and I am liberated person. The person who has got such Jnana, Abhimana means identification. This is, afterwards it will be told, other varieties also. He is not a Jnani nor a Yogi also. Who are the other varieties? Other people. Mokshe api. Mokshe api means why that api is brought. Don't ask about other lower abhimanas. Even this. So one who has got. So again, dehepi yasya mamata bhavati. So one who has got in the deha, also in the body, mamata. So he says, do you know, I am practicing Ashtanga Yoga. I have accomplished Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Again with this body. My body is such that I can eat anything and digest. Or I can fast for any days. 200 days also I can fast and earn 3-4 crores rupees. You know, somebody did it. So like that. I have, that means I have fasted for, how many days it was? 200, no? I had fasted for 200 days. Ahankara. Again ahankara. So that ahankara, of course, I don't know whether he said or not. I don't know about that. But is that? But that also what? Ahankara. I did it. Others could, other fellow popped up at 56th day. I think somebody popped up, I think, Borivali somewhere. 50 days or so he completed and he just, but his body went off. Okay. So like this. So, or I can eat anything. They say, no, some people, I can digest even the nuts of iron, you know. So such a digestive capacity I have got. So therefore all these, yasya dehepi mamata bhavati. This fellow, because earlier mokshepi abhimana there. Nacha jnani nacha. Neither the fellow is a jnani nor the yogi. Then who is he? Kevalam asau, this person, such person who has got identification that I am a jnani or muktaha, etc. and all that. He says, asau kevalam dukkha bha. Dukkham bhajati iti dukkha bha. What is to his lot is nothing but sorrow. Why? How come? What he has got? Ahankara. Ahankara is the source of sorrow, that's all. Because he has got ahankara, he is bound to get subject to, he is going to be subjected to sorrow also. That's why he says dukkha bha. That means what it shows is, dukkha hetu is ahankara and mama abhimana. Aham abhimana, mama abhimana is the dukkha hetu. Ahankara is the I notion, and erroneous I notion and mind notion is the cause of sorrow, and this fellow has got it, even though he may claim that I am a jnani or a muktaha. So therefore, how did this chapter start? You may study so many shastras, you may teach so many shastras, unless you have got sarva vismarana, you will not have swasthya. Swasthya means swasmin sthitihi. That's what that. Atma jnana, aparoksha jnana is direct cognition of swarupa and abidance of mind in it, and not the study of so many shastras, though they serve as the means. That's okay. Shravana, manana as the means. With nididhyasana, finally, that abidance in one swarupa must be there. So that is how this chapter started. Now he is concluding. Haro yadyupadeshtate hari kamala jopiva. Tathapi na tava swasthyam sarva vismaranadhrute. Yadi haraha api te upadeshta ad bhavati. Harihi Kamalajaha again api va te upadeshta bhavati tathapi sarva vismarana dhrute tava swasthyam na. Even though these are your gurus, yet unless you get sarva vismarana, you can't abide in your swarupa. Yadi, even though Haraha, who is Haraha? Lord Shiva. They say Jnanam Maheshwaradichhed, they say. Jnanam Maheshwaradichhed. Arogyam Bhaskaradichhed. There are certain few things are there. So if you want health, do upasana of Surya. If you want knowledge, take to Lord Shiva. Why not? Bhagavad Gita is given by whom? Krishna. Why not Vishnu? Because first thing, you don't have Vairagya, and when you see Vishnu's all ornaments, etc., what you will get carried away by that. If Krishna's Chappan Bhog, you know Chappan Bhog, in the name of Lala they eat Chappan Bhog. They know that this Lala doesn't eat at all. You know what is that? This Vallabh Sampradaya, you know what is called? Havelis, you know? Havelis. The Vallabh Sampradaya, no, that's okay, no, that's true. Means that is actually it is Vatsalya Bhakti. The Vatsalya Bhakti means invoking the Lord as a child, and that also Bala Krishna. For that, on a particular day, they prepare 56 types of items of food. Chappan Bhog. And for that, somebody from sweet meat shop also has given Chappan Bhog name. He has given Chappan Bhog name. Somewhere at Khar it is there. So because Girakis are there. So therefore, so that is what. Anyway, in the name of the Lala, they eat. Otherwise, if that Lala were to eat, no, then Bhagavan, आजकल तो कलयुग चल रहा है, एवरीथिंग इज कॉस्टली, छप्पन का 6 भी नहीं होगा बाद में बता. Okay, that's fine. So now yadyapi haraha, that means not that way, it is a way of saying, not that jnanam maheshwaradichhed, and Vishnu is, they say, Vishnu has no, they say, in spite of Lakshmi at the feet, he is impervious about all these things. Okay. It's a way of this thing that jnana, perhaps the Shiva's akinchana bhava may induce vairagya or whatever it may be. That is not say that Vishnu can't this, here it said. Or it's only this thing, means even such stalwarts, that's what is meant there. Yadi haraha te api te upadeshta, means your guru becomes, or harihi, Lord Vishnu or Krishna himself, or Kamalajaha means Brahmaji. So even if you have gurus like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, he says, Tathapi, even then, Sarva Vismarana Dhrute, which you have seen, that is, Sarva Vismarana means without the ananusandhana of everything, means including ignorance. This has come in the first stanza of this chapter. So, Tava, your swasthyam, Shreya or swasmin sthitihi, na is not possible. You can't bask in the glory of Guru, even though Guru is who? Like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. So, what is required is Sarva Vismarana. And Sarva Vismarana requires what disposition? Sattvic disposition. If Sattvic disposition is there, even by, all we are told, Yatha Tathopadeshena Kritarthaha Sya. Where in the 15th chapter, first stanza, Yatha Tathopadeshena Kritartha Sattva Buddhiman. If you are Sattva Buddhiman and you have got Sarva Vismarana, Yatha tathopadeshena, by just casual teaching only you will be, Krutartha means you will get your mind absorbed in Swarupa. Ajivamapi jidnyasu parastatra muhyati. And if that sattva buddhi is not there, even if Hari, Hara, Kamalaja, even they become your guru, permanent jidnyasu. So all the time you are jidnyasu, you can't gain the knowledge. So therefore what is to be done? See, this is Vishesha Upadesha. Special guidance or instruction is given that withdrawal to begin with, the withdrawal from all the drishya is indispensable. Afterwards, fine. Is it not that way? Even suppose a person has got a disease. So, a very strict restriction of diet is there. Once the disease is cured, he can eat. Is it not? Like that. So, not that whole lifelong he has to do. So, but first it is required, because without that, you will not be able to cognize your Swarupa. Mere saying that Jagat is false, Mithya, how is it going to help? When can you say Jagat is false? When can you say the rope, snake is false? When you directly cognize the rope. Without that, any amount of saying rope is false, the snake is false is not going to help you. Like that, without directly you cognize your Swarupa, Jagat false. That means the false nature of Jagat cannot be exposed. To cognize directly Swarupa, what is required? That cognition must be Nirvishesha. And for the Nirvishesha, you have to withdraw from all the Vishesha. That is what is told, including the ignorance. That is what is told as Sarva Vismarana. So therefore, mere the greatness of teacher and the teaching by itself can't ensure the moksha or abidance in one Swarupa. Sarva Vismarana is indispensable. So now further, next chapter in 20 stanzas, the description of a jnani. So Tattvajnaha, a jnani. So what his description in terms of his disposition, his attitudes, how he conducts, the very different facets are taken into account to show what a jnani is. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, Sita Pradnyaha, Gunatitaha, all these are given so that a jidnyasu, a mumukshu also conform oneself to these things. Tena jnana phalam praptam yogabhyasa phalam tatha. Trupta swachendriyo nityamekaki ramate buddhaha ramate tuyaha. Yaha, last word, yaha, add atmani eva, triptaha. Yaha, add atmani eva, triptaha. Further, na bhogadina. Further add, na bhogadina, and also add ataha. After bhogadina, give a comma. Na bhogadina, comma. Further add ataha swachendriyaha. Further add sun nityam sun ekaki nityam. Add atmani eva tu ramate. Atmani eva tu ramate. Tena, add eva jnana phalam tatha yogabhyasa phalam praptam. Tena eva jnana phalam tatha yogabhyasa phalam praptam. So the one who is like this, who is that person? Yaha atmani eva triptaha. The one who is triptaha, contented in what? Atmani, in appreciation of Atma. To show that proper thing means Na bhogadina, the one who is not content with sense enjoyment or procuring sense objects, etc. No. One who is content in only appreciation of one's Swarupa means one has got the Swarupa and mind abides in that knowledge, and therefore means because he is content in Atma Swarupa only and not sense object, therefore he is the one who is Swachhendriyaha. Literally, one whose indriyas are Swachha, pure. What is that Swachendriya? Is it? Indriyas become dirty and they are clean. So that you have to take bath, is it not? Asakti. Vishayasakti is the one which makes the indriyas malina. So, anasakti in Vishayas keep the indriyas clean, as it were. Means that is. Swachendriya means Vishayanasakti-indriyaha. The Vishayanasakti-indriya means the indriyas are anasakta in Vishaya, means we can put it the senses which are not addicted to sense objects. You can say that way. The senses which are not addicted to sense objects. Being so, Swachendriyaha, San Ekaki. Who is this Ekaki? You know, in Gita this word comes. Ekaki yata chittatma. What is that Ekaki there? Singleton. Technically Ekaki, you know what is in a Shastric parlance, what is Ekaki? Don't know. Himself means what? See, as for this thing, wife is the Sahadharmacharini. She is the, means, see, in the Grahastha Ashrama, for all dharma means karmas, actions, she is the half, better half or whatever it may be. One is the better half, for the mutual it is okay. No quarrel, okay. So he is the better half or she is the better half, okay, that's fine. So therefore, she is a Sahadharmacharini because whatever the husband does, 50% punya is for her. She doesn't do anything. Suppose a yaga or something is to be done. When the sankalpa is done, she comes and sits and touches the shoulder of the husband. She simply touches the shoulder of the husband and all sankalpas are done. And afterwards she gets up and goes. But she has also got something. Why? Other aspects, she the kitchen, no cooking, etc. required for all this. She is the one who is supervised and prepared there. So she also has got a share there. So it is said the 50% punya goes to her. Interesting. So it's a dharma shastra. Okay. Now she is a partner. She is a partner. Now here, no partner. Ekaki. There Ekaki means sannyasi. No wife, that is sannyasi. Ekaki, yata chitta, etc. Sannyasi means no wife. So up to vanaprastha, yes, fine. That vanaprastha also optional. In vanaprastha ashrama, the choice is wife's choice. See, actually, Dharma Shastra means the day the person sees, the Yajamana sees the face of the grandson, clean chit is given for Vanaprastha Ashrama. At that time he has to ask, means the son is now capable. The son is capable to handle the situation, not look after the home. See that the wife is given the option, would you like to accompany me or you be with the son, he will take care of you. It is because she has to decide, because Vanaprastha Ashrama means rigorous ascetic practices are there. She may be able to bear or not, or willingness is there or not, it is choice is given. If she says yes, both go. But sannyasa, that even ekaki, that also is not there. Why that is not there? Because she is the partner so long as you have to do karma. Sannyasi is exempted for karma, that she has no role to play there, so that ekaki. Now here ekaki is in the sense Vishaya Sanyogam Vina. So in this context, ekaki, not that sannyas or anything here. Vishaya Sanyogam Vina. Without the contact means, sanyoga means indulgence. without the indulgence in sense object. That is what is ekaki. Ekaki nityam atmani eva ramate. So always ramate delights where? In atmani. Whereas the ragi, where he delights? In the sense object. So that's how it is. Tatha ramate tena eva, by such person only by such person. So what is jnana phalam? This is what is gained by this person. What is that? Jnana phalam, the result of atma jnana, brahma jnana. Tatha, so also yoga abhyasa phalam praptam, the result of the practice of yoga. So yoga can be both, two meanings can be taken. Yoga abhyasa here, yoga means all means that are being taken to prepare the mind, like karma yoga, bhakti, all upasanas, all these, even ashtanga yoga, if it is taken to, that also because there are means as such. So its result means yoga, practice of yoga abhyasa gives you ready mind, and ready mind when taken to shravana manana, nididhyasana gives the jnana phala. So that person only has gained it. Or yoga abhyasa can be taken as nididhyasana. Jnana he has got, then takes to nididhyasana. That result of nididhyasana was it? What is it? Absorption of the mind in the swarupa, jivan mukti. That is what he gains. So this is the one. Means the one yaha atmani eva triptaha, the one who is content in atma only and not in sense object. That person has got his senses which are not addicted to sense object, and that one always abiding in swarupa, not being in the contact or connection or indulgence in the sense object, gets the phala of jnana and yoga. Nakadachit jagatyasmin tattvajño hanta khidyati. Yata ekena tenedam purnam brahmanda mandalam. Hanta asmin jagati tattvajñah na kadachit khidyati. Asmin jagati tattvajñah na kadachit khidyati. Yataha ekena eva tena idam brahmanda mandalam purnam. Yataha ekena eva tena idam brahmanda mandalam purnam. Hanta. What is hanta? Ayo, is it? Also explanation ayo, but here it is hanta also. Saharsha sambodhani. Hanta has got another meaning. Saharsha sambodhani means addressing some person with joy. Means it's like this. O Shishya. Means he is addressing whom? The Shishya with delight. O Shishya, listen, this is the greatest thing we should know. What is it? It says, O Shishya. Hanta here means Shishya. With joy, that is, with delight he addresses him. Because he is going to tell him something great. Asmin jagati, in this world, tattvajñah na kadachit khidyati. A jnani never grieves, but here tattvajñah is not simply jnani. The one who has got nishtha in the jnana. Who is that person? Jivan muktaha. Because the jnani, because of habitual error, may little get tossed hither and thither. So no. That means one who has got nishtha in that knowledge. Otherwise habitual errors may at times give some kheda, but not that way. Jivan muktaha, the one who has got nishtha in the atma jnana, that person jnani. So asmin jagati, in this world, na kadachit khidyati, never Grief means he has no grief at all. Why so? Because from his vision, this is very clear. It is not some hypothetical statement, but was something which is directly cognized. Yataha, because of this reason, ekena eva tena, by him only by him. Him means who? What is he or she? Chinmatra, Chinmaya, Chit Swarupa, etc. was told. By only one non-dual Chaitanya Swarupa, ekena tena idam, Brahmanda Mandalam Purnam. Purnam means here Vyaptam. This entire creation is pervaded by him only. And what is that him? Chinmatra Swarupa. Because from that is nothing other than Chaitanya. So there is no question of, that is grief, because for grief what is required? For sorrow, Dvaita is required. Something other than this is Dvaitadhi Bhayam Bhavati. The sorrow, fear, etc. is from duality. From he and he alone means Chaitanya, and Chaitanya alone is there, we see. That's why Nishtha is important. Tattvajna is not simply Jnani as one who has got little under this thing, no. So that means that Nishtha is so great that everything is in and through entire Jagat, what he sees is only Brahma only, nothing other than Brahma. प्रजाभ्य परिपालयन्ताम्